Remember last season, the 76ers picked up both Marco Bellinelli and Ersan Ilyasova in February after their contracts were bought out by the Hawks. Two of them stretched the floor for the Sixers as a team. Their three-point percentage improved from 36 to 39 after those two arrived on the floor. And of course, they finished the season with a 16-game win streak. So who are the Ilyasovas and Bellinellis of 2019? A number of candidates out there. Wesley Matthews, after a brief stop in New York, is now available and reportedly set to sign with the Indiana Pacers, while he'll stretch the floor and play defense as he has always done in his NBA career. Meanwhile, in Miami, Wayne Ellington is reportedly close to signing with the Detroit Pistons, late at Miami, I should say. 84% of Ellington's shots this season have been from three-point range. It could help the Pistons team that is 29th of 30 teams in terms of three-point percentage. You like those fits for those two players?
I do, because all those guys are professional shot makers, not just shot takers. And you look at, years from the past, to get an addition like that right before All-Star break, you have just over 25 games to get acclimated to the team. I think that's a good cushion to, kind of get some momentum going into the right direction.
What's interesting about both of those is very few folks outside of Indianapolis and Detroit would consider either of those teams a contender to win the Eastern Conference. And you've got teams out there like Houston, who obviously values the three-point shot. Certainly Golden State's always looking to bolster the bench. Why wouldn't they wait a little while for maybe some teams higher up in the pecking order to come calling?
Oh, well, I'll just let you know, or I'm going to let you guys know right now, this is my prediction. If DeAndre Jordan is available on that market, he's coming to the West Coast. He's coming to the A area.
Oh.
Yeah, he's going to go to Golden State. And the reason why I'm saying this is because DeMarcus Cousins is not all the way healthy right now. And they lost Damian Jones at the beginning of the year, or Damian Jones at the beginning of the year with a pectoral tear.
Yeah.
And I just see that it's a void right there. It's a little shaky in that, up front with their bigs. So if anything, God forbid, happens to Boogie, they're going to need a guy like DeAndre Jordan to get a championship.
And DJ's a little more like the previous centers they've had during the Steve Kerr era in Golden State, the JaVale McGee types. Andrew Bogut was not as athletic, but more of a defensive-minded center.
He's a rim protector, though.
Yeah.
Right, more of a defensive-minded center than an offensive sort of center like us.
I thought that was the huge difference when you talk about Cleveland being able to come back from that deficit from years back and win that championship against the Warriors, because
2016,
they no longer had the rim protection of Bogut.
Right.
So now you fast forward to now, I think that makes perfect sense for DeAndre Jordan to go there. Then also look at the rich getting richer with the Bucks situation. They still have a roster spot, going to leave it open. And, that could be a buyout situation, and, probably need another shooter to get some real estate for Giannis and Eric Bledsoe and those guys to get in that paint.
Well, virtually all the better teams in both conferences have at least a spot available for just those sort of scenarios, and maybe they can pick up some of these guys. Carmelo Anthony has been linked to the LA Lakers. I don't know what the market is for him outside the LA Lakers. It certainly seems like the landing spot for him. We mentioned Jordan. Enes Kanter, a really good offensive player and rebounder, but a bad defender, is available for somebody's bench, presumably. Markieff Morris was moved from Washington to New Orleans before he reached a buyout. Robin Lopez now also available from the Bulls.
It's interesting to see these names and these guys, but what guy on this list in particular averages double figures this season?
2.
Well, Kanter
3.
does. Morris does.
3. 4 if you want to count Melo's 10 games.
Melo didn't play very much. So.
But I'm saying I want to count Melo game, and that's the thing. I think that he's still capable of going out there and doing things. So, okay, let's say that the Lakers acquire Carmelo Anthony.
Right.
This will be the first time in the last 2 stops. Think about OKC, think about the Houston Rockets. He could get featured in Los Angeles with that second group, playing with Lonzo Ball.
Does he want to be in the second group?
Can
he make that adjustment?
That is the question, but only he has the answer and knows the answer. And I hope that the answer is yes, because I feel like he has a lot of basketball life left in him. Being featured with the second group. You see Dwayne Wade just called the game in Portland just a couple days ago. He was remarkable. And this is last dance, and he's out. He's going out with a bang. But Carmelo Anthony still have a lot of basketball left in him.
If he's willing to make the adjustment, and the way he plays against second-unit guys, especially, you would think he would have a role to play. The question is, as you mentioned, can he do that?
I think he needs to accept the role because it's such a fragile part of his career right now. These next 2 months might be his last 2 months.
Right.
So you have to take that into account going forward on wherever you're going to go. Now, with LeBron James and his relationship, I see that a highly destination for him, whether he's going to be starting, featured, because things happen within the next 30 games, could happen, where he can be eventually a starter. But I think this is such a fragile time right now for Carmelo Anthony, because this might be the last time he might have an opportunity going forward.
Who else on this list do you think teams will find attractive? And we could throw Marcin Gortat in there as well.
Hey, and you look at Morris, I think he's going to be a huge piece somewhere where he's a guy that can stretch guys out. And like you said, DeAndre Jordan being a rim, paint defender, protector, Cantor. You always want to, elevate guys and never let their problems outweigh their talent. And I feel like he still have a wealth of talent. I think he can assist somebody.
Yeah, he'll have to go somewhere where it'll be a tryout for him to hit free agency and try to get probably with another team or stay with the team he's actually going to go to after this buyout. But yeah, Markieff Morris is still injured right now. It'll be interesting to see where he lands. But Robin Lopez is a guy that's been a puzzle piece this whole year. And it's Cantor. I mean, this guy, he can score.
He can go.
He's a really good scorer.
So if you need scoring, instant rebounds,
yeah,
you ain't worried about winning, he's your guy.
and the only problem he had in New York is what? He wasn't playing.
Yeah.
So
well, yeah, that's why they decided to go younger and take him out of the rotation. But he's always been a productive player. The issues are on the defensive end. We've seen it in playoff series when he was in Oklahoma City, and you saw Scott Brooks famously say, "Get him out there. He can't play," because they put him in pick and roll, and he can't do it.
Yeah, he couldn't do it, especially in New York with Fizdale playing small and trying to switch 1 through 5. And we laughed, but that's why Mitchell Robinson was starting, because he was the only big out there to be able to contain guards and contest a jump shot. But, Enes Kanter, with the way the game is going, he's going to have to adjust his game from not just an offensive standpoint, but a defensive standpoint.
I can see Robin Lopez landing in Golden State as well. Wouldn't be a bad backup big for them moving
good
forward.
glue guy.
Yeah.